Welcome to Remainders, where we talk about all the movies that remain. My name is Patrick. Today we're going to be talking about the 1995 indie horror Habit. It's that in a moment. Darren, good to see you.
Great to see you too.
See some new artwork in the back. Always one of the highlights of us getting together here is seeing the new stuff.
Well, I've been spending all day since I saw this film trying to knock out my front tooth for this episode. Maybe by the next one. I was unsuccessful, unfortunately. Yeah, Habit. Can't wait to talk about this film with you.
Nice, love it. Yeah, we'll get into it. This is I mean, it just dawned on me actually that this is part 2 of our Degenerate Vampire double feature. I wasn't drawing a whole lot of comparisons while watching this again, but last week was fun talking about Near Dark, and as we mentioned, it's just the downtrodden, kind of more scummy vampires is the focus of this double feature, as opposed to the more dapper Dracula that you've always been a fan of. So.
And actually, I will say that it has inspired some new art that I've been doing. More on the dapper side than the degenerate side. But I will mention that I'm loving the degenerate side, and I've seen Near Dark before. I've never seen this film. I've never seen Habit, but I do like this kind of world that we're exploring here, where these vampires aren't necessarily what you've expected or you've come to expect from the debonair Draculas of the past. And I dare to say that this one's more degenerate. This is more of a degenerate vampire movie than Near Dark.
I guess the word degenerate, I just more of kind of threw that out playfully while naming the double feature. The Near Dark vampires, those guys are scumbags. This is more of a tortured soul, I guess, and succumbing to the plight of modern life and kind of failing at it. Not under his own admission, but just really drowning in life.
Well, we'll talk about it, I'm sure. But one of the things that I do love about this film, that I always love about films with New York, is seeing it in a time capsule, So this film, I believe, came out in 97, but I believe they shot it in 94. And just kind of going in and around. I mean, at one point they're in Battery Park and different places that existed. And the landscape of New York, which you clearly see in a lot of Woody Allen films, but also, Spike Lee. And then we've got a lot of filmmakers that have photographed it. And a lot of times it's like Sarah Driver has done some films, that's Jim Jarmusch's wife, and Jim Jarmusch especially as well, that kind of will show New York. And I'm here for that. I love it. There's some kind of nostalgia about like an older New York going, and kind of not the New York you're expecting to see either. These like kind of like hole in the wall bars that you dip into, or the apartment buildings, for instance. His apartment building especially is like really cool looking. So I love that.
I had a suspicion that was going to be one of the first things you pointed out, because
really?
Because I know your adoration for that aesthetic in that time and that city in general. And like you said, you mentioned Jarmusch. I definitely. You get vibes of like early Jarmusch in this for sure. I mean, this is a true
independent,
low budget, independent 90s New York film. Like it almost feels like a documentary style, documenting the city at that time. And somebody, like I was reading something just a couple of weeks ago, it was like all films end up being documentaries to some degree with time. Yeah. Because it captures something in life, ideally, and just with time, it essentially becomes documentary. And this is a good example of that.
It's such a weird thing because, especially here in LA is a little less like, let's save the place. They do have their conservatorship, but it's also about money, right? So like recently they had like some huge like space age billboard that's like going up above the whiskey, and everyone's like, oh, things are changing. It's like, well, I don't know. Since I've been here for 5 years, every day I wake up, there's some kind of new high rise being built over here. And, someone's always mad about the landscape change. Like the Viper Room just closed and they're going to build, I guess, apartments there. It's like, that's what happens. Not many cities are going to last over time, the way that you remembered it when you were going to the bars or when you lived in a place. But we'll always have the films to remind you of how great those times were, right?
I was recently seeing a a post talking about how Wrigley has become kind of Las Vegas-fied, and somebody responded with the picture of the McDonald's that was there.
Yeah.
I don't personally remember that, but like back like 80s, 90s, there was a McDonald's just basically right outside Wrigley Field when it was just the field and not much else. And the parking lot that was right there. And it just looks so vintage and like of another world from what it looks like now, which is kind of accurate.
It does. Like there because of the Metro as well. You know, we would go there as kids and watch, you know, shows. Yeah. And then after the show, you'd soak up all the booze with the McDonald's. Stop before you.
Fortunately, the Metro is definitely still thriving. So that's good.
Yeah.
So. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, yeah, habit. Just quick synopsis of this. Sam is a 30-ish alcoholic grieving the recent loss of his father and recent breakup. He soon meets Anna, a mysterious woman with an insatiable appetite for Sam. As their sex-charged relationship continues, Sam continues his descent into illness until he hits rock bottom. So essentially, a man already grieving in the throes of alcoholism meets a vampire, and his descent into alcoholism or vampirism, who knows? Which one do you think?
Well, all his friends, of course, think it's like, you need to lay off the sauce, man. You know,
that's one thing I was thinking of. His friends actually don't even like intervene. They're not enablers, but like they don't believe the fact that when he thinks he's a vampire. So it's like the fact that they're not really stepping into his clear signs of alcoholism. So,
well, I guess one thing that should be like a warning sign from anybody watching this is like, go on your first date with this Anna girl and all you're doing is like boozing it up the whole time. And she's not touching a sip of it, but also she's not saying anything about it. And anybody else that would be with this guy would be like, oh, this is a red flag. Like I can't even go down the street without this guy like brown paper bagging it. And clearly, you know, she's a vampire. So, you know, that works to her advantage that she's just happy to see him pass out so she can drink his blood in small amounts, as she says. You know, I want to take you a piece at a time, which is awesome. And yeah, like
piece at a time. That is beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I got to get you like a piece at a time, like because she like you do, and then there's that part. You're kind of like, oh, does she like him? Like, is that relationship real, or is it that she just wants to feed on him? Right? There's kind of that question.
Totally. Just objectively, high level. Like this is my favorite type of like monster movie where there is a monster, but it's clearly just a proxy for something else. In this case, either alcoholism or I've seen another take on this, modern loneliness. So it's essentially kind of the two major issues that Sam is dealing with. So we open with him like kind of he's basically in his father's room. It's a recent death of his father. Clearly struggling with alcohol and depression, and so watching everything play out. Is she really a vampire? I mean, it doesn't even matter because it's just a proxy for the alcoholism and the loneliness. And so that's my favorite type of monster movie is where you can just rewatch these and watch it in whatever lens you want. Either as a monster or as the subtext that it's going through. So that's just generally like why I love this movie so much, and so many different monster movies in the same throw. So what is your first experience with this film? Like I said, I have never seen it before. So
great first watch for me, but I had never even heard of some of the actors in it.
Well, yeah. So the first time I had ever seen this was on Joe Bob Briggs. Actually, he showed it on The Last Drive-In on Shudder. The recently canceled Last Drive-In. Joe Bob's been on Shudder for like the last 7-8 years, and the show was recently canceled, but they will inevitably go somewhere else. Joe Bob, I kind of grew up watching it on Monster Vision on TNT, so he's always just been a good source of finding movies, horror movies, and hidden gems like that. So I had seen this first time maybe 3 or 4 years ago when he first did it. And it took me, I didn't instantly love it because it just didn't it's a slow burn of a movie. Yeah. And I was mentioning it to you like this, it definitely took me the second viewing to like really appreciate everything I love about this movie.
There's a lot to love about it, but you kind of have to like see it once and then see it again, maybe for it to really sink in.
So Larry Fessenden, he's a kind of a legend in underground and indie horror. I mean, so this was one of his first movies. Vinegar Syndrome recently put out a couple collections of his movies. Wendigo and The Last Winter Here. And then Habit, and No Telling, which are his first two movies here. So Vinegar Syndrome's definitely been doing a good job curating his movies. And so I went through all four of these. First time watch for the other three after seeing Habit. And yeah, he's a fucking awesome filmmaker, very influential in the indie scene. And his kind of writing style, especially on Habit, is kind of that early mumblecore. So it's like very much long dialogue, long scenes of dialogue that are more about vibe rather than moving any plot forward.
We're checking a lot of boxes in the independent filmmaker category, like Barry Cassavetes in that way. I also read that he had done, he'd been in a couple Scorsese films, Bringing Out the Dead and Killers of the Flower Moon. And then also Jarmusch, two Jarmusch films, Broken Flowers and The Dead Don't Die.
Yep. I remember him vividly in Broken Flowers when I realized that was him, because I saw Broken Flowers in the theater. So I definitely did recognize him at the time, but he was the current boyfriend, whatever, of Tilda Swinton, and he's the one who punches him at the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's
it's been a while since I've seen that, but I do remember that scene. Yeah.
And then I remember him showing up at the end of Killers of the Flower Moon. He's on the radio show, and I was just like, "Holy shit, that's so great that Scorsese."
They put him in that. Yeah, well,
and I didn't realize he was in Bringing Out the Dead. I mean,
but it's cool because here's like you could say at one point that Scorsese was an independent filmmaker when he made Boxcar Bertha, sure, but not anymore. So now you got like one of the biggest filmmakers of all time, but you also got Jarmusch, who just stayed the trajectory. He's like the Ramones, like they just made the same record every time. But like but both New York, very heavily influenced New York artists and filmmakers, albeit in a different way. But yeah, I love that, reading that, because it's like he fits within these great artists of the New York scene.
I mean, he seems to be like a true like filmmaker's filmmaker, like, and we've mentioned like a musician's musician, like somebody who's not necessarily the most famous, but who has the utmost respect in the artistic community. And so like he's always just been constant. I mean, I looked at his acting credits. I mean, he's at like over 130 acting credits. I mean, it's mostly
yes to everything kind of guy. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's partly that, but I mean, it's mostly horror. So he just has his presence in horror for decades now. So
well, I also read that he did a lot of scenes where he didn't get permits for that, and there's another box checked in the independent filmmaker category. So
yeah,
very cool.
I was just reading about James Cameron talking about that for the original Terminator, which was why a lot of the scenes were at night, because they were just out filming when he wasn't supposed to be. So
really,
yeah. So
how many more times do we have to think of James Cameron in the under a badass lens?
He strayed away from the independent side just a little bit. So
yeah,
just a scotch. So yeah, Larry Fessenden and Habit. So yeah, discovering him through this movie as a director has been fucking fantastic. One last scene that I realized that who he was is, and the connection that you'll appreciate is like his connection to Ty West. He ended up producing like The Innkeepers, which was like a big early movie for Ty West. But Larry was in the movie You're Next by Adam Wingard. Do you remember You're Next? Have you seen it? Mm-hmm. No, it's the horror movie by Adam Wingard. Ty West is in it. Joe Swanberg. I mean, just a lot of good names. Good horror movie. And there's a pivotal scene with Larry Fessenden. I actually recommended the song that is playing in that scene. It's the Dwight Twiley Band, Looking for the Magic. It's just a great scene where the use of the song like actually moves the story forward. It's not just like a good song like in the movie. It actually like hearing the song, and the song actually plays a part in moving the plot forward. It's just like a good example. So I would say definitely check that out, and obviously the song too. But that was kind of the first time I ever noticed his face and that missing tooth. So,
you said I texted Pat earlier to everyone listening. I texted Pat and I was like, hey man, like the art on those Vinegar Syndrome DVDs are great, but it's missing the main character. And of course I was talking about the missing tooth. It's like undeniable. And I love how they wrote it into this movie. Like he's like, yeah, I got mugged and they got $6 from me. But that's how he explains it. Because maybe I would love to know, would love to ask him, like, did you say that because you figured everyone watching this movie was going to be like wondering why you don't have a tooth the whole time? Like, did you have to address it somehow, or what was the point of that? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's amazing though.
I mean, he just owns it. Like, that's obviously just Larry as a person. That's what it's not for the character. That's what he.
Well, of course, yeah,
yeah. But no, I'm just saying. And so, like, that the way he just owns it in this movie, because Sam, the character, is fucking cool. Dude's got aura. He's like pretty. He's got swag. Somebody mentioned. I've seen mentioned like a young Jack Nicholson. He's got like kind of a receding hairline, kind of the vibe of him. And it's just like, it's such a good example. This dude's like missing a tooth, not conventionally good looking, but with like swag and aura, like he becomes like one of the like coolest, hottest guys like in the room.
Yeah.
And it's just a good example of like, owning your physical traits no matter what they are. So
yeah, that makes you attractive, right? If you're just kind of into it,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool thing because, as we enter this world, you're kind of like, oh, this looks like kind of fun, like he's got a group of friends that like seemingly look after each other. They're always like, well, this up, they're aware of each other. But also like they wake up sometimes in the middle of the park, and like maybe had a long night, and it's kind of par for the course for them, which is also another reason why it's dangerous when he meets this vampire, because she's just using it on him. Like, oh, well, you just passed out, so like I just left you there, I don't know. And he's like, oh, that tracks. I drink quite heavily.
That tracks.
Yeah.
I say that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Anna is the kind of vampire that we've been talking about, and they meet at their friend's Halloween party, and it's like an instant connection, and it almost feels like she's like instantly locked into her prey, and kind of the rest of the movie is her kind of just almost like toying with her prey and like just locking it down.
So. Yeah, toying with him is the good way to say it, because it's not immediate that like they get together and that she like drinks his blood.
No, it develops like a real relationship. It develops like a true like, and I mean, sex focused relationship. I mean, they definitely are instantly sexually connected, and plenty of blood play throughout this entire movie. There are so many scenes where you're like, am I going to see Larry's dick?
I think you do at one point, and it's only when he's running. He's like running in that weird, like it must have been like an overhead, like crane shot or something in the park. But that I would say the sex like just gets like amped up even more. Like we've got the rooftop scene, which is fucking awesome, and then you get into like later it's an you're in a morgue, like. And you're like, this is spiraling clearly. Like, so it's a great film technique that it's like, oh, they're getting deeper and deeper into each other, and he's getting sicker and sicker. But yeah, they're still drawn by this sexual thing. And of course, you love the sex with the blood and the vampire, because it's just like vampire stuff is also sexy. That's maybe one of the things we didn't say about, even Bela Lugosi's Dracula. It's like he's charming, but underneath it, it's like a sexy thing,
totally. I mean, even more so. Yeah. If I didn't mention that, yeah, even more so. I mean, there's a reason why like all the women vampires are like so attracted to him. So he's got that aura that beats even Larry. So.
Well, I love too that when I was reading the Wikipedia about this, they used the word androgynous for Anna, because
a little bit.
Yeah. If you blink. And you at one point, and you'd be like, "Man, am I watching Ghostbusters? Is this Zool?" Because like you're kind of like,
yeah,
it is, and it works so well, but you don't really know why. It's kind of like this isn't exactly like physically, like on the surface, you're like it could be a man or a woman kind of feel, and then they have sex, and you see, oh yeah, like physically very much a woman, but it does feel very like. Not in one category.
Yeah. I've seen somebody pointed out she's an early manic pixie dream girl, which was a term that was heavy in like the 2000s with a bunch of movies, but
like when Drew Barrymore cut her hair really short and stuff like that.
Well, who was the original one? It was the girl, wasn't it Natalie Portman in whatever that shit movie? The Zach Braff movie. Garden State, wasn't that like kind
Did
of?
you call it a shit movie? That's amazing.
I don't like that movie. Yeah,
So many people fucking love that. I don't think I've ever seen it, so I can't really. But people love it because they also love like the score or the music choices in that. I think the Shins are
the
on
music's
it.
good,
kind of independent bands in it. But I just love that you shit on
I
it.
shouldn't say. I'm not like shitting on it. I'm just like that's not a movie I care about. But I think that was kind of like where it got coined, where it's like this girl who's like often short hair, but is just like super bubbly, and I think it was like originally like termed as like a not derogatory, but like the female character only exists to like move the other character forward. So I don't know, whatever it was. But anyway, her just having that short hair.
Like it was a choice, though, from what I was reading, to have somebody cast that didn't look, like a blonde Hitchcock.
Well, speaking of, okay, so this is Meredith Snader is the name of the actress playing Anna. Possibly the best performance from an actor with only one credit on IMDb. This is the only movie that she has on
No
IMDb.
Fucking way.
0 other credits. Like, wow. And I've never seen that really in any actor, let alone like the star of this great movie, and she's fucking fantastic.
Like you think, like they would at least afterwards be like, I should do this again, No. Yeah.
She has nothing else on IMDb.
Not even in a Wikipedia. There's nothing.
I have, so
wow.
She either this was just one-time thing, or she's just kept all of her other work under wraps or whatever. But I don't know anything about that. All I know is that it's her only credit, and she's fucking great in this. Like, she is really, really good, and this movie like is successful because of their two performances largely.
Wow. That's interesting. It's always weird to me, like somebody gets into a film. I don't know how it was received. I mean, this film must have been kind of under the radar, even when it was put out, that because of just the fact that it probably didn't have much money to advertise as being an independent film and all that.
Yeah. Let's talk about the vampire traits for a second.
All right.
They're always just subtle. This is like a subtle vampire movie. So she waits for him to invite her in when he's at the apartment. See if he notices that when she gets to his place, she waits for him to officially invite him in.
Yeah, and she kind of like winces away when she sees the garlic.
She winces away when she sees the garlic. It's always interesting because
like towards subtle. The end, it's seemingly she doesn't care about the garlic. But for like those early scenes, and then when he's making stuff with garlic, it's cool. But then when they're fucking like in his dad's apartment or whatever, she's like, "Oh, it's cool to be around garlic. I'm cool with it."
Fair enough. She doesn't eat in front of anybody else. There's a scene when he's just chowing down on a burger and just like licking the plate, complete meat obsessed man, and she doesn't eat anything.
That also is such a great way to like showcase the degenerate in him, the licking of the plate and the licking of like the later on when he needs to eat like the raw meat.
Yeah,
takes it all off and just licks the fucking styrofoam or whatever.
She's never seen in the daylight throughout the whole movie.
That's true.
Which is so. Sam says she has a timeless quality about her, suggesting maybe she's 300 years old. And there is a shot where her hand reaches over her shoulder, and it looks exactly like the Nosferatu kind of like scene with the hand.
Oh, really?
Out. Yeah, it's super subtle. I only noticed it because like I saw somebody point it out when like doing my research, but when I saw that, I was like, yeah, that shot does look just like Nosferatu. So,
wow.
So that's what I love about this kind of movie. Yeah. It's like a super subtle. All the references are very subtle. This is why I said like it's like a perfect monster movie where it's like, is this really what it is, or is it subtext for something else? So it's never.
Well, it's super interesting scene where he's in they go to the grandmother dies of one of his friends, Ray, I believe her name is. And they go there and they got to clean out the house, or I don't know what they're doing. They're just partying there really. And there is that scene where he goes to bed and then like she like comes to him in like his dream or whatever. And she looks like she's got dirt on her, but like she's like, I think she's going down on him at that point. Like it's like really like a dreamy, that happens in a lot of vampire movies too. Like the dreamy sequence, Oh
yeah. Love it. So yeah, and again, all this stuff, it's like is this really happening to him, or is this part of his alcoholic delusions?
Like the whole thing
Kind
could have
of.
been just based on alcohol poisoning.
To what degree is he just getting sick from the alcoholism or the loneliness, or actually becoming a vampire after being bitten by her so many times? So,
wow.
yeah, I love it.
I mean, you could make a case for both, I guess, you know?
And that's the beautiful thing. You don't have to make a case for any of it. You just, it's all a beautiful thing. It depends on how you want to watch the movie. So
is this kind of, it's weird because is this kind of film like making a comeback? Do you know, like because of like, let's say a Vinegar Syndrome, you know, I know you purchase a lot of DVDs from them and stuff, but is that coming to like, I haven't seen it on, you know, Criterion or anything. Like that's how I find out about cool movies. But like it seems like it's got more like just from my research, it looks like it's got a lot more like eyes on it now.
The genre or this specific movie?
Just a specific movie.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it was always like I said, like Joe Bob covered it several years ago. So obviously somebody had been appreciating it. I mean, from what I understand, it was pretty well revered critically, like when it first came out. So obviously it wasn't like completely hidden or anything. But yeah, that's a good question because I mean, I personally have never seen like a physical copy in the wild or anything. So it's not like we had multiple copies of this at Suncoast when we were working there, which would have been right for when it was coming out on DVD. So,
but like you remember seeing it there?
No, I'm saying I don't.
Oh yeah, I don't remember.
It would have been great, but yeah, it was not prominent. But so, so yeah, a little bit of so we talked about the alcohol addiction. There's another read about, like, as I mentioned, kind of the loneliness. So he loses his father, breaks up with his girlfriend, and as she says, like, you got what you want, your freedom. And so it is kind of have this recurring theme of like him wanting and just getting freedom because he's just losing everything. He's losing his sanity basically with the alcoholism, works a shitty job that he doesn't like, barely makes rent. Back kind of to the New York thing we talked about. This is kind of like the last gasp of like artistic living in New York, where it's like you can actually be like an artist and living in New York, which is obviously pretty much impossible now, like at least for an up and coming artist, just finding cheap rent and living there. That's completely gone. But this was like the last gasp of it in the 90s for that. And then as he becomes more free, it's basically that's also the deterioration, which is kind of a accurate reading of freedom, where it's like the paradox of freedom is that you have absolutely nothing. So it's kind of like the good and the bad of freedom. And
that's like me. I'm going to move to Los Angeles and be a painter. I'm going to be completely free. It's like the busiest I've ever been in my entire life. Yeah,
that's the paradox of freedom. Is like, I mean, to even get freedom, it has to come from a place of restrictions. So for it to even be valuable, like there has to be some sort of restriction, at least in the beginning. So that's all like to say, like his either willingness to go for freedom, like breaking up with his girlfriend and just kind of not trying much in life, or his loss, of his father and just everything else in the life that he wanted for himself. He's obviously not living the life that he wanted. That's all just kind of another reading for the deterioration. The more freedom he gets, the more sick he gets. Yeah. So again, this is so my kind of movie where you could like. It would be like, that could have been like nothing that Larry was going for, but it came out in the film and you could totally read it like that as a monster movie. So,
no, I mean, I definitely think it was probably intentional. I mean, obviously the alcoholism is,
well, I just mean like literary. It's like you could talk all day about like what the author was trying to say. And then the author would be like, I wasn't really going for any of that. So the reading from the audience. So, but yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I definitely think that the alcoholism and the things you're talking about here are very intentional. And that brings us into these kind of places that I love seeing, which is also just another way to get into the vibe of the setting of New York in 94 or 95, whatever it is. Because you get to see like there's somebody like, and one of his early friends that looks like he got like probably succumbed to Anna or some other vampire. Like, and just figures like, oh, he's just, and every time someone's sick, it's kind of like, oh, he's cool, he's good, he's, you know, it's like had a rough night, you know, that kind of thing. But like when it happens to him, and he kind of is like seeing what it could, you know, like we also forgot to mention Steve Buscemi's brother is in this, right? But we'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, so like you can see that at some point he's like seeing himself in this guy who's like, I don't know, it must be the local musician, but they're also friends. And it's kind of cool, that bar that they go to that he also works in. It's a restaurant, but it's also like you can have a band play, and then, you know, they got the guy
that's so amazing. That cafe, restaurant, bar, performance area. It's like all everything. One in like this 30-foot place. It's such like a beautiful relic. Like, I mean, places like that just don't exist nearly as much.
No, but you know what? Also, you like see him at some point serving people, and you're like, I would, like, you're sitting there from the couch watching this film, being like, run out of that place. I do not want this guy serving you. You're gonna get sick, you know. But yeah,
they're like 4 feet from the band, and the person's complaining about not having enough dressing for a salad or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, what? Yeah, the complaint was amazing. The guy's like, "Look, when I pay for it, I want to taste the dressing." Okay, get that for you in just a minute.
Oh my god. Beautiful.
Oh, and you know another thing about New York that I love seeing in this. One time I was there. Anybody that's listening from New York would know about this, but I think it was called the San Gennaro Festival. I'm probably bastardizing that, but we were there in 2008, and they had this amazing festival, kind of like in The Godfather, you know, when like the people are going through the parade, and there's like, they're giving that like statue, which is probably like a statue of the Virgin Mary, and they're putting like dollars in it and stuff like that. There was a parade like that, and it looks just like how they showed it when he first meets up with Anna, and is like, I waited, you know, oh my God, it's so great to see you. That festival is like what I remember going to, and it was so fun. They had, the big sausage links that were there, and a lot of people cooking. I love that about New York, and you could like smell it when he was doing that, like, because it's awesome, you know. And then of course the way that he gets the beers, and they're all out, like probably a nice like summer night in New York City. It just, that's perfect. Chef's kiss on that.
Warm beer and sausage. Can't beat that.
You have never been to New York, yeah?
No, yeah. I've spent not a ton of time. I spent a couple weeks there just for fun. Yeah, I had a great time. This would have been...
I would think that anywhere that I would move after Los Angeles would probably be New York.
It's funny. I mean, this was like late 2000s, and forgot my phone. So I spent like 2 weeks there without a phone.
Awesome.
Yeah, that sounds crazy now, but again, this was like late 2000s, so it wasn't as ubiquitous. But
you weren't going on like the internet on your phone all the time.
I've always kind of remember that being kind of influencing the trip. It was we had no cell phones running around the city for a while, and it was, I definitely know we had a much better time because of it. So
yeah. Well, yeah, that place is magnetic, and again, I just love seeing a movie like this that kind of, you know, brings you back to those places.
Hell yeah. Documentary with time. They all become documentaries.
Yeah.
Classic movie, simplicity. What else? The boat at the beginning, I kind of realized might be the Demeter from the Dracula.
I wondered that because it also ends on that boat as well.
I didn't really pick up on that the first couple of times I watched it, and then it just dawned on me instantly. It was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. That's the Demeter bringing Anna to New York. So,
I mean, that's what I thought, but like also kind of like, am I trying to be too woo-woo about, you know?
No, like, I think that, I mean, I think it's pretty, it's not like the rat at the end of The Departed or anything. It's just, it's just which I don't hate the rat nearly as much. I've been on record. I don't think that's nearly as bad.
I love it. Do people hate it? Fucking movie's almost flawless. I mean, seriously.
There are so many people who hate it. People have made like fan edits of the movie where they cut that the rat out and then sell the bootleg Blu-ray. That's how much some people hate that.
That's incredible.
One, like, what are you doing telling Scorsese what to do with his movie? Two, it's not that bad. It's 3 seconds. It doesn't ruin the movie. So.
Yeah, it's fine. I kind of like it. It's like, okay, like a little tongue in cheek.
He knows it's on the nose. It's like you're not outsmarting Scorsese by pointing out it's too on the nose.
Is the perfect way to say it. It's like he did it on purpose for that reason.
I think he knows what he's doing. So
yeah.
But yeah, so seeing that boat at the beginning of the end, it was like, yeah, that's a perfect little. It's just a vibe of New York, but if you pick up on, it might be a Demeter-like boat bringing in Anna. Totally cool.
Well, now that you say that, it makes the movie even cooler. You know.
Bookends, they go a long way.
They do.
Somebody's quote about this movie: the deterioration of the mind leading to the fall of the body. I love that quote. Just kind of
literally,
it's a good quote. Yeah, exactly. It's a good quote in general, but it definitely sums up all the subtexts that you could read through this movie for sure. So, I
mean, in a way, you kind of like also are rooting for them to be together. It's like at the end.
Their love story is genuine. Like, it's sex fueled by blood play, but
he's completely, doesn't know which way to go. He's like needs help and he's calling his ex-girlfriend all the time. But then Anna comes in and it's like, oh, okay, wait, I'm with her. He's not really a character that you're going to see turn out well anyway. But, when you do see those sex scenes and stuff, you're like, oh, man, it's pretty cool. Like, you guys could have a thing going if you could just, like, make it work when it's, like, not fucking in a morgue,
Is it lust or love?
Yeah.
The eternal question.
I don't think this has the through line of love like one of the, the classic Dracula films have. So I would go out on a limb here and say this is just lust.
Modern day love.
I don't know.
Tinged of love.
Is that what modern day love looks like?
It's a pessimistic view of it. That's just one shade of modern love. Sure.
I see.
This was still pre-Tinder, so it wasn't completely botched by it.
No one's swiping left or right, huh?
And then, as you mentioned, like his inevitable demise, which it comes to the end, which I absolutely fucking love. So I recommended the song last week. They're in the apartment. She ends up kind of attacking him. They have sex again. She attacks him some more. Both end up out the window and goes to this beautiful scene with the Tom Laverack song "Mystery," as his friends discover the demise of Sam outside the apartment. So how did you feel? How did you feel about
alive that? Though? Yeah, at that.
Well, so the way it's shot is his friend breaks into his place, trying to save him like you would save like an alcoholic about to commit suicide. So whether or not like Anna is actually the one causing his demise or he's the one committing suicide by himself.
This movie's too smart for me.
Hey, this is me after watching it 4 times. Like I said, the first time I watched it.
But I like it. Keep going. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No. But you're right. And so he runs downstairs, finds both their bodies on the side of the building. So you see Sam and Anna, and so the two friends like start hold each other. You see a couple other people like call the police, say that, and the camera kind of moves around a couple of the people, and then it moves, and then you can see them again, and it's just Sam's body. There's no Anna's body. I don't know if you noticed that. Her body's gone. Her body's gone.
I guess because I wasn't really thinking.
Yeah. So you saw both their bodies down on the ground, like out the window. You saw both their bodies very clearly. Camera pans, and it's just Sam's body there. So it's beautiful.
Or you could also
my favorite thing in the world. So
I mean, you could also think like she got up and fucking flew away because she's a fucking vampire.
Either she wasn't there, or she. I mean, vampires can they like transfer? Like actually,
I mean, she
can they teleport?
Goddamn dream.
Yeah, they can do that. Vampires can do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I mean.
So, you know the answer to this question. Yeah.
So that's what I mean. She might have been there. She might have not been there. She might have been gone.
But I like that.
Doesn't matter. The answer doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
They are all applicable, and I'm a fan in here for all theories about it. So, but I just love that fucking scene. And like I said, I recommended the song last week. The song's beautiful. That's Tom Laverack. Does the music for most of Larry's movies. And
I like a good collaboration that doesn't break,
Yeah. So my song, we'll get to it later, but it's the two of them, their band, The band is called Just Desserts, and they've had a band since the 80s. They've been making music together. So it's obviously an artistic music and film collaboration that's been going on for like a long time.
John and Cody Carpenter right there.
Beautiful thing. Love it. So yeah, did that ending hit you as much as I've been fanboying about it?
Well, I guess, like, you know, it didn't really matter to me. It's kind of like whether he lived or he died, it was going to be a miserable time. You know, he didn't.
I just mean the way it was shot. I just mean, yeah.
It was great. Yeah, I loved it, and I loved that they went down in like a ball of fucking. You know, like I love it. Like
tangled lovers.
Yeah, exactly.
Deteriorating into death. So
100%, and I love that. It's very poetic in that way. But the actual demise of Sam, I guess I don't really have an opinion on, because it's like he wasn't really going to make it out whether he stayed alive or not, in my opinion. He wasn't going to get better, you know?
Yeah. That's why it seems inevitable. But also why, like, you could read it multiple ways is kind of the perfect way to go about it. It's that's the literary way to go about it. So.
I like the lust of it all. I love those scenes, and they were really cool. You're like, oh, that's fucking cool, man. Like, I loved how they were shot and everything. So the dynamics between the two of them are something that I think the audience really gravitates towards, and they like it, you know. But at the same time, I don't think that they're like, but they need to be in love and then they need to walk away happily ever after either.
Not at all. Oh man. Yeah, the more I talk about this movie, the more I love it, actually.
I was going to say, what do you think the name Habit means?
Well, a habit, an addiction. So you got a habit for blood, you got a habit for alcohol, you got a habit for losing everything and freedom. It's just, it's his addiction. So yeah.
Yeah, I kind of love that it's a vampire movie named Habit, you know? Like, and of course it's perfect for all the reasons you just said, of course. That's how I thought. But it's also kind of if you don't know what this movie's about, it doesn't really tell you anything. You know, it's kind of like it tells you everything, but it tells you nothing. Because like when you get into it, you're not really sure you're watching a vampire movie at first, you know. And again, because like you said, it's not really. It's also about addiction and alcohol, guys, and this vampire.
Yeah, but she shows her teeth at the end, so you could tell she's a vampire.
And clearly, I guess a Nosferatu hand that I missed. So I go back and scrub through that and check it out. I've had Criterion collection now for 8 years. That's how long that streaming service has been around. I'm about to renew my membership for $89, by the way. Cheapest streaming service out there with no ads, Criterion. We're not sponsored by them, by the way.
No. I just got a couple. Actually, we'll speak about. So, Repo Man. That came in.
Yeah, dude, hell yeah.
So very excited. I haven't watched this movie in a good 10, 15 years, so excited to see that. And we already talked about it.
Just so the audience knows, because lately I've been seeing you. This is like a part of our show where Pat brings up newer DVDs or 4K editions that he has purchased, and we kind of go through the physical media section. So just if you're watching, that's what we're doing on screen right now. Or I'm sorry, if you're listening, that's what we're doing on screen. Go ahead, Pat.
Get on YouTube so you can see our good looking faces. Killers of the Flower Moon. Got this pre-order finally came out. So as we just mentioned it, also starring Larry Fessenden. So yeah, it's excited for that Criterion. What was the collection you sent me? It was the out of print streaming collection. They had RoboCop and King Kong. Yeah.
So this month they're curating the out of print DVDs, and but what we always talk about is the cool stuff that was in those DVDs. So you can't get the DVDs anymore, but they came with behind the scenes features. They came with commentaries and stuff.
And you can get that stuff on the streaming.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
Down there, and I'm sure you have it all, but you know.
I got like 4 copies of RoboCop sitting behind me.
Yeah, exactly.
But every edition I can get my hands on.
In case there's something you missed, you know.
But yeah, it was the out of print, like the ones that they had put on Criterion, but like whatever edition of it is no longer specifically available. So I saw, RoboCop, King Kong, Men Who Fell to Earth, Bad Day at Black Rock.
Yeah.
It was
the Kong version
is
the 70s version too, which is kind of cool.
The 70s one? No, that's definitely
that's what I thought Criterion. I saw.
No, it's definitely, I mean, the 33 is definitely in the Criterion. That's what was shown in the
clip but I don't think it has to do with the out of print DVDs that were on Criterion. I think it's just out of print DVDs in general.
No, it was Criterion movies that were put on Criterion. Like RoboCop was number 23. I know that specifically. I'm pretty sure King Kong was too. I think it was all ones that were put out on Criterion Collection spines early in the day and just are no longer in print for that series, for that edition.
Oh, maybe you're right. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
I think when they say out of print, they mean out of print Criterion spines. That's how I read it. All those movies looked like they had been in the collection at one point.
So funny. I can't find it now that I'm like looking at it.
I mean, I might be wrong, but that's how I read it because I know most of those were editions, and I'm mostly sure that the '70s King Kong was not released by
I don't
Criterion Spine. I love that movie. Most people don't. So
yeah, I mean, we covered it here on the podcast, of course.
Well, like I said, I love that movie. Our opinions matter a little bit more than Criterion. So,
what the fuck, man? I feel like there's something going on with my Criterion because I don't see that collection in here.
like on the streaming site right now?
Yeah.
Damn, maybe it came in went pretty fast.
I mean, it was supposed to be for April, so I don't know. But anyway, I digress. I'll find it. I'm sure it's maybe this just needs to be refreshed or something. Okay. Habit should be on Criterion at some point. Maybe in a Halloween time when they bring out like, these movies that you don't really know exist about horror movies and the collections. Maybe it'll be on that.
Criterion, I give you permission to use the Degenerate Vampire collection for
No.
when you name that collection that'll never really come out. So.
I was gonna say you need to get to the office right now and copyright that because that's pretty good.
Hey, if it'll get more people to watch Habit and Near Dark, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Speaking of, okay, so Near Dark, maybe we talk about any similarities about Near Dark from last week before we wrap up Habit. But so timely, this has happened a couple times with Stoned Age, which is getting a new Blu-ray. We talked about how much that movie has not been coming out. Synapse has teased a 4K for Near Dark. And as we mentioned a lot on the episode, a huge reason why that movie isn't as popular as it's been is because it just has been not available on physical media very much. So the fact that it's possibly getting a new 4K is showing, one, that'll be more available on that, and two, that'll just reach a much wider audience. So
yeah, I gotta say, like, this Vinegar Syndrome stuff that's like going on is seemingly, I don't know much about it, but you do, seemingly bringing a lot of like more attention to movies that need to be known.
Well, that's kind of Vinegar Syndrome. That's always been their MO, is just basically curating, preserving film that would otherwise be forgotten.
Gotcha.
Like literally forgotten, like not enough copies that still exist. So that's kind of what their intention has always been. It leads to a lot of like royal treatment for movies that are just okay. So,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like sometimes it's like, oh, well,
yeah.
like by Criterion, it's like, okay, I'm going to watch this movie because they said it's cool, but it might not be that.
And
great.
it deserves preservation for sure. But at some point you're like, I don't know if paying $40 and all these extra special features for this movie that's actually not that great. So, but again, from film preservation standpoint, it's I'm all for it. So
yeah, but your whole thing about the great DVD curation that you have now is that it's just movies you really, really love, right? You're not buying anything that sucks.
Except for Vinegar Syndrome, because they're one of the few places that do a subscription. So I am a subscriber to them. So I pay once a year and they just send you like a monthly package. They always have the releases on a monthly basis. So I do that for fun. As like a treat to myself. It's basically Christmas morning once a month where
that's cool.
Yeah. So I do own a lot of movies from them where I'm like, there's no way I'll ever watch this movie again. So
yeah.
So I probably will like maybe sell those or just give them away at some point. But that is just kind of the reason why I do that for fun. But yeah, in terms of like what movies I buy.
Yeah.
In terms of movies I buy, it's like, yes, I'm a curating for my own movies. I went through my addiction, no pun intended, a phase for collecting movies when I was in my early 20s working at Suncoast.
Yeah.
Definitely don't just buy everything now. I'm only buying movies that I absolutely love and want to hold on forever. So
what's one film that Vinegar Syndrome sent you that you can remember being like, yeah, I'm not going to watch that again?
I mean, there's actually one. It was a movie that was covered on Mystery Science Theater in the 90s. So my favorite TV show of all time, Devil Doll. Not to pick out Devil Doll, but it was just like this movie from the 40s or 50s about this possessed mannequin doll.
And you're like, I'd rather watch the Mystery Science.
Right. And I totally did. I got through the movie, watching it normal, and then I just ended up turning on the Mystery Science Theater version for a couple minutes just to have fun.
Yeah, that was ruined for you from the beginning because
yeah.
a fan of Mystery Science like you know,
so
you're never going to want to watch it without
no shade to that movie, but that's just what that answer popped out to me. I'm like, this was fine. I like that it's preserved on a good like Blu-ray now for future the future cultures, but like, yeah, I'm never going to watch this movie ever again. So
incredible.
Yeah. But I mean, I have found a couple, there's plenty. I mean, there's a couple that I would love to cover. Let's Scare Jessica to Death is one. And there's a couple other ones that I've mentioned on the podcast, but like they do expose me to plenty of movies you would never, ever hear otherwise that are fucking awesome.
And I love that subscription service for DVDs like that.
Right.
Or, you know,
it's the best.
Great idea. Yeah.
Yeah. It is. It's a little pricey, but again, I do it purely for the fun of.
I can't imagine
just getting a package every month.
The rights and then like also the artists. They know the art is always so great, and the packaging. It's got to be expensive for them to do that. So I don't know how they make it.
They definitely, again, they give like king status treatment to these movies, which again is kind of like their MO. It's like they're getting, and that's just kind of the world we live in now, where it's like movies like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood has the most bare bones releases on physical media with no special features, but then Devil Doll, this movie from the 50s that nobody cares about, has like a stack of special features.
But you know, and that's funny too, because I'm sure the extra features on a movie like that would fucking make somebody go wild, you know. As Tarantino like transforming all of LA back to the fucking 60s, and yet you can't put any of that like behind this, and you know it exists somewhere. Somebody captured all that stuff, you know.
The niche market. Well,
also Tarantino hates, you know, streaming, so not going to give him anything.
Yeah, but that would make it more sense if give a good treatment to his movies, and so get him on physical.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. We're talking about physical, but yeah. Either way.
All right. Any last thoughts on Near Dark or Habit?
No. I'm glad we did the Degenerate. Maybe we'll have to do like Dapper Vampire.
I mean, that's most vampires, so that's why which I'm all for.
I mean, what would have probably thrown, you know, I was so stoked about it. Nicolas Cage playing fucking Dracula.
I still never seen it.
Well, okay, so we could throw that into the Degenerate.
Did you like it a lot?
It was fun. You know, it was fun. I liked it because I liked Nicolas Cage as the fucking Prince of Darkness. But you know, was it a great movie? Not really. It was like had a lot of humor to it. So it was. I don't really like vampire movies with the humor in it. You know, but
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Well, that's one of the best. So how do you beat that? You know, I was just talking to my girlfriend has never seen it, and I was trying to. You have to pay for it though right now, and you know how I feel about that. Like I'm not going to pay for it when I'm already paying for the streaming services. So I'm waiting for it to come. I'm sure there's got to be like a great 4K of that because that movie fucking rules so hard.
Definitely not a 4K of it. If it is, it's that's ripe for one that like an Arrow video would put out and give it good treatment. So Arrow's been doing a lot of 90s stuff, so I could see them doing that one. So.
Well, this is also, by the way, I don't think we've like really veered out of the 90s decade in a while on this podcast. Like this is another 90s gem. Have it.
It's true. We have been going hard in the 90s.
I mean, maybe we say Near Dark is 80s, right? It's probably late 80s, but yeah. Close.
What did we do recently? Face Off, Trees Lounge, Carlito's Way. Man, the 90s rule.
By the way, Arrow or American Cinematheque, one of those two, just did a screening with Buscemi of Trees Lounge.
I think I saw a post.
Yeah.
That looked awesome. That would have been amazing.
Totally. Oh, and then I meant to say, he is credited in the film, Steve Buscemi's brother. who is in the Trees Lounge, but also, and I believe if I was to remember right, I was like, that guy kind of looks like Steve Buscemi when they're bringing his like ex-girlfriend into her new apartment and they're carrying the art, which by the way, it looks like so miserable carrying her fucking art pieces to the house. But he's like, one of the buddies there is like, I think Steve Buscemi's brother.
Oh, shit. I don't think I noticed it.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Okay. Degenerate Vampire double feature, Larry Fessenden, Habit. Yeah, check out his other movies too. They're all good. This is probably my favorite that I've watched of his, but obviously a pivotal indie filmmaker. So
yeah, this is episode 92 of our podcast, and it's I can't wait till we're at 192. I mean, we got a lot of movies to cover, my friend.
And just definitely no shortage the ones we're going to cover. So
yeah,
no scare of that. So. All right. I want to talk about Spielberg for a minute. I watched Minority Report over the weekend.
Oh, that's right. I got your text about that. Yeah. I like the movie.
I fucking love Minority Report. I think it's a fucking masterpiece.
And did you think that before you rewatched, or you just always thought that? And now you're like,
I'm pretty sure I always thought that. It just definitely confirmed it. Because I mean, I saw Minority Report in theaters. And I was just kind of thinking off the top of your head, like what's your favorite like later Spielberg? If you have a couple.
Catch Me If You Can.
Okay. So we just run them down. Post 2000, AI, Minority Report, Catch Me If You Can, Terminal, War of the Worlds, Munich, Crystal Skull, Adventures of Tintin, Warhorse, Lincoln, Bridge of Spies, BFG, Post, Ready Player One, West Side Story, and Fablemans. For me, right there, it's definitely Minority Report at the top of the list. So I know Catch Me If You Can is popular. I need to rewatch Catch Me If You Can. It's probably been a good like 10, 15 years since I've seen it.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
Full stop. It's excellent. DiCaprio, fucking, Tom Hanks. You got DiCaprio's dad is played by Christopher Walken. Two mice jumped into the thing and they churned butter. I forget how it goes. He's got this whole scene about talking about like his dad plays this kind of sad character who had it all and then kind of lost it all. And then that kind of drives DiCaprio as to never have a life like his dad. It's great. You should see it again if you haven't seen it in a while. There's a couple actors that I know anytime you say them, you'll inevitably go into an impression. So that's why I always just let it ride. I heard Walking him. I was like, I'm not going to say anything because I know he's going to go into one. So. Oh man, we did this like Emmy event over the week, or actually 2 days ago on Monday. Just a hellish time to do a party in Hollywood with everybody's like fucking getting off of work and stuff. So they make you like wait in line for like an hour, then you get in and then you like watch the episode and then you listen to them talk about the episode. And I made the mistake of not eating that day. So by the time we got out into the reception, like one drink, I was drunk and like I just needed to eat. That's a long diatribe of me getting into. We went to the Emmy party, and afterwards I was just doing the impression of Bill Skarsgård's It to my girlfriend the whole time. She's like, would you fucking stop it? She's like, you're too good at that. You're scaring the shit out of me. Hey, Georgie, do you like popcorn, Georgie?
It's pretty good.
I know. Lie. It's fucking good. I know it is. That's the one that I do that I'm like, yeah, I know I'm pretty dead on about that. When I do Pacino, it's close, but not great. Walken is okay, but yeah, those guys are characters. What are you gonna do?
I will give an official ranking on episode 100 for all your impressions that I've collected over the years.
I don't think I've seen you do any, so I can't do that for you. But
oh my god,
maybe you do them by yourself into the mirror or something.
Embarrassing. So, okay, yeah. So Spielberg. I mean, this is all kind of me getting pumped for. I still don't know anything about it other than it's an alien movie. But
yeah, he's kind of made it like vague on purpose, right?
Which is good. Like I saw that the preview existed. I didn't watch it, but all I know is Spielberg making an alien movie. I'm happy with that. So just been kind of thinking about his later filmography, and I mean, it's not that any of these movies are terrible. It's just a lot of them are extremely forgettable. The Post, like that's not even a movie. It's like it's a non-movie. It's like it's not like it wasn't like poorly made or anything, but it was like the most instantly forgettable movie. I think Bridge of Spies actually kicks ass. And that should be a boring movie. That's the Tom Hanks one with Mark Rylance. And I think it's fucking great. And then, we've talked about Fabelmans. Fabelmans is like peak.
Yeah. If not for anything but a great David Lynch cameo.
Rest in peace. Beautiful man. Ready Player One, I think, is actually a dog shit movie. So I remember being like, I don't like this movie while watching it. So
I never saw it. Most of these movies I've never seen. I've seen Fabelmans, of course.
Yeah. I did rewatch Temple of Doom also over the weekend, the best Indiana Jones movie. So that was very fun. So
yeah. I don't know. Indiana Jones. Nowadays, people are just going to rewatch The Mummy with Brendan Fraser because that's been getting a lot of love. I guess they're talking about doing a new Mummy movie.
That's what's crazy about movies these days is, you know how much like critics were like, these movies are dog shit. And now those movies are seen as like masterpieces. That's how shitty movies are now, because
I know.
Like the B, C tier movies are now seen as like masterpieces because people are so deprived of like fun movies.
Talk to anybody in fucking Gen Z and they'll tell you that the sequels of the Star Wars trilogy with Hayden Christensen are the best fucking ones in the series. Which of course,
that's a little.
They're fucking wrong, but you know,
that's more
on that hill.
Time. That's more of generational. The Mummy resurgence. That's more of big budget movies like that still exist, and just none of them are good. So when they see something like The Mummy, it's like, oh, whoa, you can have a big budget movie that's actually fun and isn't like propaganda.
But it's
or anything.
Indiana Jones, you know.
Yeah, but that's why it works. It's shameless on that. It's not trying to pretend like it isn't. So
that's true. Okay, I got something that I want to say to you. If we're pivoting away from Habit, I think we loved Habit. You know,
do tell.
Yeah. I got a little bone to pick with you, man. I watched the newest Jurassic Park, maybe a week ago, and I really liked it. And I know you said when you saw it in the theater that you hated it, and I was like, watching it, and I was like, Pat, where did I say I hated it? I know I didn't finish it. I left. You walked out of the theater? That is so unlike you. Holy shit.
I will watch it. I didn't leave out. If I leave a movie, it's not always because I just don't like the movie. It's just because like I'll never really finish it some other time. I don't remember why. I think I was bored, and so I just left.
Yeah, sometimes it's like whatever is happening in your life at that time too, and you're just kind of like, I gotta fuck out of here. But I liked it. I actually really liked it. ScarJo, not bad. You know, not bad. I was weary of that choice as the lead. You know, but I thought she was great, and I thought the movie was fun. Here's the thing: you're not getting into Jurassic Park movies these days to like be like, oh, I can't wait to hear about the plot, you know, and like, you know, how they're going to tie all this. Like, that's clearly how they want you. They want what they want to do, but it does not matter to anybody in the audience. We just want to see fucking kick-ass dinosaurs and like fun from what we remember from one of the greatest films ever made. Like, give us some of that again, you know, inject us with some of those fucking dinos, you know? And I thought it did that.
Okay. I mean, I'll take your recommendation for it and finish watching it. But yeah, I remember being pretty bored with it. So I don't know. I wasn't going into it with high expectations. I was just like, I'll just watch the original. You know, it's like they got to think of like a new catastrophe to figure out, and like those are always so convoluted. Like some rich guy's got all this money that's going to get us to go to the island, even though we think it's like the worst idea ever, you know. Okay, so did you see Dominion?
Yeah,
that's the one
I liked it too.
Okay, so that's the one with the three of them, right? With
yeah, and I like seeing those characters again.
But they didn't do anything.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. I like seeing them again.
But the movie was about the locusts. It wasn't even about the dinosaurs.
I understand, but at the same time, we get to see a bunch of kick-ass dinosaurs. Like,
Did you though? I don't remember that much of it.
And we finally
that one I remember hating. So,
and then we finally get to have like the comeuppance for the scientist that at the end he finally gets to do the cure for the locust, and you're like, oh, good, he got, he kind of righted the ship for him, and you're happy about that. But like the thing is you get to see these characters again. You get to see the dinosaurs, and it doesn't matter about the locusts and shit like that because you just want to go. You just want to enter the Jurassic Park world, and you want to see Jeff Goldblum.
The way you just described it, I think you're making me remember that I walked out of that one too. So. I don't remember the last 30, 40 minutes of that movie now that I think about it. So, yeah, I mean, Jurassic Park was a movie that helped shape my brain. So I'm always like excited for the new one, but I've been constantly disappointed with all the new ones.
It doesn't matter. Like, you just need to get into that world every once in a while. And I like that. I mean, 2015, when they first kind of came back with it, it was like, yeah, great. This is a good reboot. Like, we like it. We like Chris Pratt, I guess, like, and it just keeps going. It's like, you're glad they're there. It's kind of like a warm blanket,
I don't know. I went to go see the original at the Alamo like a month ago, and I had way more fun just doing that. So
just keep watching the original. That's not a bad yeah.
I mean, if the sequels are pretty disposable, then you can make that argument. Who's still making good sequels? Tom Cruise is still making good Mission Impossible movies. So you can be 7 movies in and still have them be great. So
is he though?
It can be done. Oh, he definitely is. That's
you like the last 2?
I very much so. Yeah. Those he keeps. That's a franchise where it's like the more sequels you get, they keep on getting better. So.
All right.
So that was your bone to pick it with me. The fact that I just was ambivalent about the new Jurassic Park. That's
because I remember like
that's fine. I like that. That's the biggest problem you have with my movie taste. So
we talked about it on the podcast, and you were like, "Yeah, I didn't like the new Jurassic Park," and I just clocked that. Like, I'm like, I'll watch it one day. I'll see what's up. And then when I saw it, I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with this guy? This is what you want in a fucking Jurassic Park movie, All right, well, no big deal because we can disagree.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to ask you in 6 months. Anything about this movie, and if you remember anything, I'll give you $10. So.
Okay, well, check it out. I barely remember anything right now. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's my argument. It's shit because it's instantly forgettable.
And that's what I'm trying to say is like, I don't care because I just want to have it on while I'm making something, for dinner and stuff. And I want that warm blanket that is Jurassic Park. It doesn't need to be really good, but I'm glad they're around. Is kind of my point. And you're like, well, they need to be remember it or something.
I'm not saying they need to be. I just not remembering them. So it's almost existentialism. It's becoming nothing over time. So,
but I will say that your point is well taken. That you could just watch the original over and over again, and that's still a viable way.
I'm not going around shitting on these movies. I didn't even think about it until you just brought it up. So I'm not being a hater.
There's a guy that drives around here in the original Jurassic Park Jeep, like the Ford Escorts that are like what drives them around. Yeah. Oh, he shows up to like so many different things. And anytime that car goes down the road, everyone's like, oh yeah. People love it, man. We were at the No Kings rally the other day, just kind of chilling and watching everything go down, hanging out, being part of the vibe. And here comes the Jurassic Park car down the road, and everybody with their protest signs are like, fuck yeah. Awesome.
What do they got in there? King Kong?
Yeah, so good. Well, let's turn off the fences and see.
That's our Jurassic Park diatribe. I had one last thought about Jurassic Park. Now I forget it. So. All right, I'll finish Dominion, the last 30 minutes of Dominion, and the last 45 minutes of what's the newest one called? Rebirth? Afterbirth?
Yeah,
so whatever
like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't remember, so I love it.
I thought it was called Jurassic Park Scarlett Johansson. That's what I thought it was called. You'll know it by just seeing her on the poster, and then you'll know which one it is.
I mean, yeah, I think that's why it did well.
Will she be back?
Dinosaurs and ScarJo's butt. It's a good combination. So.
I mean, all those people in that film made a ton of money,
Must be good then.
Okay, well here's the other thing. We were just talking about it.
Nice.
HBO put out that first season.
I need to watch that.
It's complete dog shit.
Really?
I hate it.
Okay.
There's some good stuff because like whenever the clown comes around, it's great. But they are trying to tell too many stories, and they are really, really, really searching for a lot of shit that you don't really like. Okay, it's about fear, right? And like that's the whole thing about the clown is like it's fear, right? But this whole thing is like they're pulling like a lot. It's based in 1962, so there's a lot with racism in it. There's a lot with like and always trying to go back to a lot of these films that like just use the military as like the problem too, they're doing a lot, and a lot of people I think are just like, give me the fucking clown. They finally get to like the clown's backstory in like episode 7, and you're into it, and there's a lot of CGI, dude. There's just a lot of it. It looks great.
My favorite.
Yeah, it looks great, but like I'm so tired of it, man. Like I would rather go back and watch the original It series from like the 80s that we loved. That was scary as shit with Tim Curry.
So yeah, a friend was recommending it big time to me. And they were talking about just how much it's actually what you were just mentioning, how much world building for Stephen King is in it, which sounds like what you were saying is all that other stuff. So I don't know if it's like good or not, but they mentioned like that's what they liked about it, is that there was like lots of different stuff from different King novels put into the show.
Yeah,
so I'm not like, I haven't seen it yet, but what I understood.
One of the characters is the guy, the main guy from The Shining that has The Shining.
I've heard there's my favorite movie of his, not of his, but from the story, The Mist. There's some Mist connections that might have been the military stuff, because I know that the military is a big part of that because it's a military weapon.
I think it's probably has to do with like what the guy that has The Shining is. I forget his name, Halloran. I forget his name, but yeah, they are building it. And if you don't know anything about those movies, you would be kind of lost too. I think it's a bit. They're doing a lot. So.
All right, so it's not much of a recommendation for Derry. So,
well, like it feel bad because I just went to that Emmy event, and it was awesome and fun and stuff like that. And
that's why they give you all the swag. So you talk.
And I love Pennywise. I mean, I love the clown. I just.
Well, yeah. Okay, so I was just going to ask. You like the two movies?
Oh yeah. I tried to watch those with my girlfriend, and she was kind of like, she just doesn't like horror movies and stuff. But I was like having fun with them again. I would watch those over the new ones any day. But I also like the new ones.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Aren't the new ones the two new ones? That's
I like the two new ones and they're fine, but like I'm talking about the television series.
Yeah, that's the old one. Okay. Yeah, you like the old one. I was asking about the two recent ones, like from the last 5 or 6 years ago. You're just okay on those?
Oh, okay. So here's the thing: you got Stephen King originals with like
from the 90s.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Love those.
Okay.
Put that aside, and then in 2017, they had the two newer reboots of Pennywise with Bill Skarsgård. Like those. Don't love those, but close to loving them. They're great movies. Too much CGI though.
Yeah.
Now there's a HBO series.
Yeah, no, I know that. So,
okay, and that's what
I was asking. I was gonna. Yeah, no, I know that we were talking about the movie. I just didn't know if you liked the two movies that it came out before it. So
you're just like a more of a simple, just straightforward ask. Did you like those two new movies?
I just don't remember you talking about them. Yeah. So because
did you?
No, I didn't. It was like they were fine, but also kind of forgettable. So
yeah,
and too much CGI. I remember the spider, which looked awesome in the original. I remember seeing that when he came out, and I'm like, this is just a poor looking cartoon. So it's fun looking.
I don't. Sometimes I have to look at it and be like, are we just the old guys that grew up with this, practical effects, and we can't get over that, or what? But then I say maybe not, Darren, because you do love Lord of the Rings, and they used a lot of fucking CGI in that, and it doesn't even hold up that well. But you love those movies, so the
original Jurassic Park is half CGI. It's like
exactly. Yeah,
it's not CGI that's bad. It's just shitty use of it that's bad.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of that in this new It series. Right. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Welcome to Derry Town. Is that the name of it?
Yep.
Welcome to Derry. Nice. Good old King. Do you have a favorite Stephen King book?
Well, I've never read a Stephen King book. So I'm not a big reader. I'm not a voracious reader like you are. So I can't really say that there's one book I like over the other, but I will say that I know people love like that Gunslinger one, the Dark Tower one. and I never
So
saw that movie.
I bought that whole series. It's over here. I've never read any of them, but it's like 7 books. And one of these days,
did you see the movie?
No, I haven't seen the movie. I didn't hear much good stuff about it. One of these days, I'm going to dive into that. Carrie is probably my favorite. That novel was great. That might be because that was the first Stephen King book I ever read. So,
yeah, I think I like his like when he shows up in like creep shows and stuff like that. You know, the most. My favorite Stephen King stuff.
I mean, his trailer for Maximum Overdrive is the greatest thing he's ever done. So
I've never seen it.
You never? Oh, we'll link to that. So Maximum Overdrive is the one he directed, and the trailer is literally him just talking to the camera, talking about how much he loves directing movies. He's like, you know what? I usually write, but now this one I directed, and I kind of like it. So it's like that's literally the trailer for the movie.
Unbelievable. I need to see that immediately.
It's beautiful. So the enthusiasm he had was beautiful. So okay, that's all the random stuff I got. Anything else? Any other movies you want to talk about?
No, I haven't had too much time to do much watching. So unfortunately, no. But
working your ass off.
Yeah, I've been really busy again, per usual. How about you?
Watching Spielberg movies.
Yeah,
about it. So.
Sounds like a good life. For me, gearing up for a lot of stuff that we're doing. Gonna announce a bunch of art gallery shows that I'm like revolving shows, doing something in Washington D.C. And then I have like another solo exhibition that I'm working through, and then I just got another like 3 guitars to do. T-shirt design from a band back home. I did a press check for a huge band that you're gonna love. That video's coming out soon. Been doing a lot of like photographs.
You can't say who it is?
I can't say it right now. Yeah, gotcha. It's just because it's just too big.
I just wasn't sure if you were just teasing it or
No, I mean, I can't. But I'm really pumped about it. It's just a press check, but it's like I did the video for it.
Hell yeah!
And just to be connected to that band is pretty iconic. Yeah, man, we got my list of things I need to check off after we get off this call. So doing well.
Anton Chekhov.
Yeah. Right. Rest in peace.
Yep. All right. You want to talk some music?
Yeah.
I'll go first since I already kind of mentioned it. So yeah, Just Desserts is the band between Tom Laverack and the director of the movie we just talked about, Larry Fessenden. So it's described as jaggy folk rock, which is I love that description for the vibe that they've had. So
jaggy folk rock, that's good. Yeah,
jagged folk rock. It's it's a good description for the vibe they give. So the song "Save You from Yourself," I think it was used in one of his movies, but I don't remember which one now because going through all those movies that I watched from the Vinegar Syndrome ones, it was Tom Laverack songs keep on popping up. But they've been playing together for a while. They played at CBGB's when it was still open. So I just love that they're a musical combo.
Makes sense with the CBGB's New York stuff we were just talking about.
Yeah, exactly. So Save You From Yourself is the second. I mean, similar to Mystery from just Laverack last week. So just keeping that going. So good addition to the playlist.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but
little folk rock vibes.
Just looking through all the songs again, and again on walks, that's when I usually listen to a lot of the stuff that we have on there, and it's like, holy shit, it's
hell yeah,
it's fucking wild, man. That's a wild jukebox playlist. Like if you played that in any like movies, that would be our playlist for a movie store. We're gonna save that for when we open ours one day, which we will do.
It's a documentary playlist at this point, so yeah, of the podcast. So.
Okay, so mine is a song that I heard. I love catching songs like these days that I hear in like a show that I'm watching or a movie, like that's clearly like a lot of this has been curated by, like stuff that's influenced by the movies we watch or the director, for instance, like you're talking about. But this was in the like I never watch Hulu because it has like shitty fucking ads and like it's so loud. But we were looking for something to watch, and we love Patricia Arquette. You know, she's so good in everything. And there was that Murdaugh, you know, Alec Murdaugh like movie miniseries that was on Hulu, and we put it on literally to be like, we're probably gonna fall asleep in like 15 minutes, so like let's just put this shitty thing on. And I ended up kind of really liking it. And of course, again, Patricia Arquette is so fucking good, and the guy who played Ted Kennedy in the Chappaquiddick movie is like plays Alec Murdaugh, and he's really good. Anyway, there's this like one part like later in the series, and this song comes on. It's called "I Don't Know How But I Am" by Jimmy Lewis, and the album art for it is so good. It's called "Jimmy Lewis Give the Poor Man a Break" is the name of the album, and "I Don't Know How But I Am" is the song by Jimmy Lewis. And yeah, it played at this like one scene where Patricia Arquette is kind of like getting out of Dodge, and it's like a fun like funky song about like, man, I got all this shit up against me, but I'm gonna make it. I don't care, you know, like kind of thing. It's kind of fun and funny, but also cool. So that's my song.
Hell yeah! Is that a newer show?
No,
it's like a recent.
Yeah, it's older. Maybe 70s. Yeah,
70s.
Oh, the show. I'm sorry, I thought you meant the song. Yeah, it's newer. It's like 2025. Okay. Yeah,
it's like
and
I didn't
really want to watch it because I've seen like the documentary about it on Netflix and everything, and I kind of know the story and everything. And I was like, what are they going to do for the show? But I liked it, and I ended up really liking the even though it was so melodramatic at times and so like focused on the couple fighting and also some bad acting at times. But I liked the love story show that was about John Kennedy Jr. But I also love the Kennedys, and you know that, so. I watched that recently.
I really like them Kennedys.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of info for that. So I don't know how. What was it?
I don't know how, but I am.
But I am. Whoa, it's like poetic in itself.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
All right. I'm looking forward to listening to that. But I mean, yeah, that brings up a funny point. Is like I think about this all the time, is how much we discover music through like movies and whatnot, but then how much music can be ruined if it's like used in a commercial.
Well, the Ramones Blitzkrieg Bop was just used in a plane commercial the other day, and I was like, "What the fuck, man?" You know,
there's nothing that makes ruins a song faster than me. So like when I was like young and when I was late teens, early 20s, discovering Iggy Pop, like The Passenger was like one of my favorite songs.
Oh yeah. Now it's like, yeah, I know.
And I saw it in a Walmart commercial in my like mid 20s or late 20s, and I have not wanted to listen to it once ever since then.
Well, maybe I'm just so big when it was in Train Spotting. You know, I remember that song really, really being catapulted by the movie. And then, somehow it's like it blew up after that. And like, you buying diapers and it's like, there's the passenger.
Right. And it's not, and again, it's not that you hear it too much. It's the fact that I saw it on like a Walmart commercial.
Yeah. You attribute it to that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just haven't been able to listen to it.
Well, dude, I'll tell you, I don't know how that worked with him, but like most of the time what happens is it's out of their control because they'll sell their catalog to somebody.
Yeah. I'm not shitting on anybody other than, you know, just the ubiquity of commercials.
No, everybody's selling these days.
Hey, I mean, we've talked about it. The idea of selling out is not really a thing anymore, but okay. There was one last thing I want to talk about.
Yeah.
It is related to what we already talked about. It's a complete coincidence. These fucking Jurassic Park AI commercials. Have you seen these?
No.
It's for like an internet company. I forget which one, but like there's these, they debate.
Is it branded with Jurassic Park literally, or is it just like dinosaurs?
No. It's actually like Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler. Their characters are AI, very clearly done AI, like talking about the internet in the park. And it's like recreating scenes from the movie. It's like there's a scene where like Grant's like taking a selfie with the T-Rex. One of these commercials debuted at the Super Bowl, so this is like these are pretty big. But I was just the first time I watched it, my jaw was like on the ground. I was like, this is where we're at now with.
So the actors themselves aren't even in it.
No, not even close. I don't think so. I mean, it's very clearly AI characters. Like it almost looks like they're just making sure you know that it's AI looking.
Well, that's interesting because
CGI
that means that at
characters,
some point the actors themselves sold out their likenesses for that, you know.
I don't know anything about it other than it made me very sad. So it was ridiculous. So
I don't know. It's so interesting with AI. So many people are having conversations about it and all those kind of things. And, you know, that's clearly sad. It's sad to me too. But I just keep going. It's like the best like thing that I always think about in the back of my mind is that thing that one time saw David Lynch saying, he's like, don't worry about the world going on around you. Just create every day. That's what I just try to do, you know, and not think about it and just do what I do because it's what I have to do as a human being, you know. And yeah, I think it's gonna do what we always said, like bring people back to a time when it was like a little more simple, you know. People I've seen around here at advertisements be up that are like, it's the first phone that is just a phone. Like nothing else on it, you know. Like,
I mean, I'm okay with going back to a flip phone, so there's nothing wrong with that. So.
Well, once you're there, it's hard to go backwards. But I think people are just getting tired. I mean, everything is sold to you. Everything, you know, you can't watch your TV without it having an ad on it or whatever. My girlfriend works in television, and the premiere episode, we watched it 2 weeks ago on TLC, and it was like the whole screen, like things dropping down and shit. And it's like, click your thing while you're watching the show. Yeah, dude, it was fucking wild, man. Because I never watch TV anymore like that, you know. But man, they were there trying to sell to you hard the entire time. It wasn't like when they break the commercials. It wasn't just that. They did that too. But during your, you know, a pivotal scene where somebody's crying and melodramatic music is happening, it's like, check out Army Wives, like Sunday at 5.
It's kind of like I just talked about it in Minority Report. There's a scene he goes into the Gap, and because he gets his eyes scanned, there's a tailored ad, a person working there. It's like it's a AI person basically. Hey, how those tank tops you bought working out for you? So it's like it's tailored to the person as they walk into the store, and it's the exact same with that. It's like the way ads are tailored now based on what you're watching or what your phone is hearing you talk about.
Yeah,
you talk about something, the ad pops right up for it. So
100%.
That's anyway, whatever. All I was brought that up for is I don't want to see Jurassic Park used as a commercial with CGI characters that aren't even there. So
agreed.
That was the only reason why I brought that up. So
I'm on board with that, my friend.
Love it.
All right,
brother.
Yeah, well, we got 2 weeks in between, and I'll see you back here. And thanks everybody for listening. Go watch a Degenerate Vampire movie today.
Beautiful thing. Balance it with the Dapper, get to the Degenerate, tell us how you think. So, all right, brother. We'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
See ya.